You don't need to know your purpose. You need to know your presence. I just got a new journal, of course. My old one ran out, and I took a few notes here that I have jotted down. So we're just gonna go through a few of these notes that I've had recently from my awakening experience. Everything is borrowed. When you know that everything is borrowed, you get to accept more. And what I mean by everything is borrowed is everyone comes and goes. So we truly do not own anything. Everything that we have or access, like an object, we do not own the object. It does not leave with us. We only now have access to these things. You know that you don't have to feel like an owner of it because this is something that is only borrowed. So you're kind of able to relax more when you have that idea in your head. Your whole perception kind of changes of it. It's like, okay, well now, like, I can have anything I want because I don't own anything. Nobody owns anything. They only have access to it. And the more that you learn how to access these things, the more easily it'll come in. It's just something that we are utilizing. All of our things are investments to ourselves and things that we utilize to live better lives and have more presence and also enjoy the energy that we are within. Even the material world is still a highly spiritual tool that people can use to ascend through their lives and get more things that they want. Things that you enjoy looking at or that you enjoy doing are also just as important as your inner world or what's going on in your mind, because you're looking out, you're seeing luxury and you're feeling luxury. You will feel more safe, you know, and that's really what it's about. It's about how safe are you feeling, and then on top of that, how much are you enjoying this thing that it activates your energy and it makes you feel warm on the inside. So anyway, the next one that I wrote down was do what you do. Whatever you do what you do. Do what you do. It's not like the Nike, like, just do it. It is kind of like just do it, but it's more like career-wise, in your career aspect. Don't undermine yourself, because what you do, what you are talented in, that is what you can do. That is what you should do. And the more investment that you put towards what you do and more investment towards yourself and your knowledge and your growth, of course you're gonna have the life that you want within the journey, because you're gonna keep attracting things you want and finding things you want, meeting people that are on the same level as you and everything like that. Like, you need to do what you do, because the most important thing about doing what you do is the fact that you love to do it. You're putting something out there and it makes you feel good, or you're spreading a message and it helps other people. It's things like that that you are passionate about that you might undermine. You might think, oh, it's just a hobby or it's just something on the side. You don't want to work to live. It's not even working to live, it's you're living to work. What we can really do is take our passion seriously, take what we enjoy actually utilizing our time with, and making that real, making that a career, taking that thing actually serious and moving forward with it. The most important thing in your life is yourself. You want to be where you want to be. You want to be happy. You want to feel excited for whatever's new, whatever's coming next. You want to be invested. And that brings me to my next point. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do everything. You can do it all. You can literally do it all. And it's not a clean road. There's always things that you have to build. But that's just part of investing in yourself. It's the epitome of investing in yourself. Not being afraid to cater to you. On to my next little note. Take care of your circle. See them for who they are. Your circle is extremely important. These are the people that you talk to. These are the people who want to understand you, so you want to understand these people as well. Try your best to learn over and over, to just see them, to hear them. Your circle is really important. And if you're not in a good circle, then you don't want to waste your energy on that whatsoever. But when you are in a circle that you enjoy, or you have family that you enjoy being around, taking care of them is just as important as taking care of yourself, because these are people that are always by your side, and it's important to just reconnect and just see them for who they are, not just the potential, not just who you think they could be or what you want them to do, because that's not your business, you know? You just see them for who they are and support them for wherever they want to move towards. And I think part of having an abundant circle is believing in, not just believing in, but seeing these people for the best that they are. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I want rich friends, or like, you know, I want to go out and seek some rich people and try to like make them part of my circle. But that's not really how it starts. It starts by recognizing these people before they really have it all put out there. It's recognizing these people before their success or before the results. You're seeing them for who they are and believing in them and supporting them. This applies to family and friends. That's how like whole friend groups have come up stories together. Like, these are how friend groups have very strong, trusting bonds. They knew each other before they made it, and they decided that, you know what, I see you for your potential, you see me for my potential. We know what we both want, we know what we're moving towards, and we know how much we want it, we know how much we deserve it, so we're going to work towards this, and we're going to support each other no matter what. That's what I mean when I say taking care of your circle is just important as taking care of yourself. And that is true abundance. That is true abundance. When you have all of these people who believed in you just as much as you believed in them, and now it's like all of us are dimes, all of us are well-rounded, all of us have something special to offer, something special that we enjoy and that is unique. That is literally the epitome of abundance. It's just like cake, pancake. That's like the best thing to experience and to also see before there's really an official output or an official outcome of success or what we've been working towards, is just seeing that on day one, seeing that, you know, we don't want to get distant and dismissive. We want to be supportive and also locked in. Anyway, on to the next. Our egos mask our fears. So that kind of bounces off of seeing people in your circle. A lot of what stops you from seeing people is your own ego. It is that shield that essentially blocks you from looking at somebody eye to eye, or even like a performative presence. Maybe you're not actually saying anything real to this person, and it's really just because maybe you're afraid to. There's a deep subconscious part that feels like you don't trust yourself enough to see through that veil. It's sort of all just about trusting yourself, really. Anyways, okay, that brings me to one of the last notes I took, which is life's a chance, take the chance. You know, life's an opportunity, and we have to take that opportunity. I feel like that's a pretty good one-liner, because there's so many opportunities that we just don't see. Just the same way as when we don't see people, we don't see ourselves, there are opportunities that we don't see, they pass us by. When you're at a heightened level of awareness of what you want, then you're able to seek that out more. You're able to imagine it more, envision it, visualize it, and make it real. All right, this brings me to my final topic. I experienced a Kundalini awakening a few nights ago. And I have to say that a Kundalini awakening is not exactly how I thought it to be. And I also think that it is heavily misconstrued and thought of as woo-woo or something that you are going to blast off into outer space after you get. I thought Kundalini awakening meant that all of these chakras would somehow wake up or activate, or I would feel sort of warmth in every energy point in my body or something like that. But I was laying down on a chair. I was like curled up pretty much. So I wasn't even laying down. I wasn't sitting crisscross like I was meditating. But I also think the word meditation is a bit misconstrued, because I was quite literally remaining present and battering off any thoughts. I was pretty much shedding energies. So I was at a focus point of just shedding any energies that I felt like didn't need to be there. I just kept shedding it and shedding it and shedding it. That is meditation. And you don't need to sit crisscross. You don't need to have your spine completely aligned in the perfect spot. Like, I genuinely thought that you had to have your spine perfectly so it could raise up your spine and stuff like that. But that's not how it was like. Let me tell you what it was like. I was just laying there, shedding all of those energies, and then I literally felt my consciousness pretty much zip my body. And I was like, I'm here. I quite literally felt the energy of my consciousness rise up pretty much. I think the awaken is the pretty much best word for that, because you're becoming finally conscious fully from your body, from the bottom of your toes up. And I could say that people call it energy coming up your spine because that is your cerebral spinal fluid, which is connected to your brain, of course. And I'm not an expert in that area. All I know is what I experienced, and it just felt like I finally raised into my body after lots of distraction, years of distraction. After a Kundalini awakening, it's not a guaranteed stay. It can leave if you distract yourself again. So it takes effort to remain conscious. I had to go to bed that night, and I just didn't want to go to sleep because I didn't want to forget. And so I got up in the morning. I kind of woke up later in the day, and it was hard to remember. Like, this is something that is hard to maintain for somebody who is not familiar to it. You have to show yourself. You have to show yourself proof of efforts, pretty much, to remain at a heightened state. You have to show up for yourself. And I'm also able to observe just how much people's own stagnant energies or attachments or rapid thoughts literally control them. They control their speech and their body language. It's like a jail cell. It's like a barrier. It's like this person is trying to communicate something clearly, but there's so much distraction in the forefront. It's almost dissociative. I'm trying to be there fully presently, but there's just too much going on inside their head, and they may feel too attached to something to literally control their body language. Like, even with me, if I'm thinking about something, I'll freeze or I'll pause and I'll try to think about what I'm saying, like right now. And that's exactly what it is. It is a energy or a thought or an attachment of you observing yourself, of you being the judgment, and quite literally not being able to get the right message across. It's insane. I can see it. I can see the mental blockages. It is something to practice. It is something to become more aware of. Learning to become less present is funded by trauma. So we need to heal that, and we do not have to keep that around. And when we are present, there's no brain fog. So if you're wondering for another reason to possibly want to think about changing or chasing your goals in life, guess what? You're not going to have brain fog. I know you don't like having brain fog. Don't freaking lie to me. I know you don't like having it because you can't even think for yourself. You can't get out of bed. You don't know what to do. You don't know what happened yesterday. You don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. Losing the brain fog is just one of the most rewarding things ever. Losing the brain fog makes you so productive. It makes you productive, and you can think for yourself, and there's no judgment or some type of contrasting face holding you back from anything that you want to say or want to do. It works like this. I want to go do my hair. But as soon as I think that, I imagine myself getting out of bed to do my hair. And I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do all the work to get out of bed because I already wasted my energy thinking about it. There's a difference between thinking before speaking or planning before acting or making a plan, having an agenda, versus literally just wasting your energy on trying to have a predictable outcome for whatever you're doing. You just have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself, trust your thought process, trust that you are smart enough. You are smart enough to make decisions without needing to think about the outcome first. This might be confusing, like, oh, like everyone needs to think about the outcome. It's not the end result that we're worried about. It's the process of getting to that result. That's what I'm talking about. You want the outcome so bad that the journey seems like it's not rewarding. But when you are present, it is an opportunity to grow. The journey is where you grow. And even when you achieve whatever goal you're working towards, that's just another part of growing, because you're going to keep expanding and keep expanding. You're like, okay, what's next? So presence has a significant impact in how you direct your life. Let me just hit the geek real quick. Anyway, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be okay. I'm just creeping myself out now. But yeah, new journal. This is my 7th journal, and this is the first time I've had 2 journals in 1 year. We literally made it halfway through the year, and I'm already done with my first journal, but That one was pretty small, to be fair, so I don't blame her. I don't blame it. There's so many different ways to remind yourself to be present, and where the material world is going to be your first reminder. It's always your first reminder because it's what you see when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed at night. When you wake up, what you're intaking is probably the most important part of your day, because that's the start of your day and that's when your brain is the freshest. So don't think of spending money as a waste when it's towards yourself. You are investing your energetic ascension through the material world, through material cues and also material frequencies. Luxury is pretty underestimated, I would say. I mean, it's obviously not underrated, but underestimated, yes, because people think like, oh, you don't need nice things or whatever. Of course, there is a saying, money doesn't buy happiness, but I wouldn't say it's money. I would say it is pretty much your energetic real estate that can definitely contribute to your growth and your happiness, more so your feelings of safety. And if you really think about it, why would you be invested into anything but yourself? Why are you invested into other people's lives instead of your very own? Why are you underestimating your life? You're underestimating yourself. And you're putting everybody else on a pedestal. You don't even know these people. You don't know these people and you're putting them on a pedestal. You have to choose yourself. You have to choose yourself as your muse, as your vice. You are really your day one. You are your day one. Yourself and you is the only day one that you're really gonna have. Everybody else is coming and going. Even if they're staying for a long time, they're coming and going. It's always gonna be you. It's always gonna be you. It's never gonna be somebody else. And the best part about this is you can actually become whoever you want to be. Not anybody else, whoever you want to be. You don't have to escape to forget about this version of yourself that you don't like. You don't need to run away from it or distract yourself or try to escape. You can shed it. You can shed that version of yourself. You can shed this ego and birth a new version of you. You can step into the identity of a completely new version of you, of somebody who is whatever you want to be. And just because you don't have any material outcome quite yet, you stepping into this identity puts you into alignment with who that person is. And now this person does this thing every day, interacts with these people this way, and their goals are this and their goals are that, and you're gonna work towards those goals. You can completely forget about this person who is attached to this thing. You do not have to be that person anymore. Because it's not just about entirely letting go of the thing like magic, like, oh, I'm just gonna decide to not care. You know what? I'm actually just not gonna be that person anymore. I'm not going to be that person for them or for this thing anymore. I'm not the person for that. This is who I am. And it's not related to this person at all. It's not related to this thing at all, this energy at all. I am related to me. Only me. Only things that I want. Everything else that I am attached to, I don't have to be that person. Because I'm in the identity of this person who is attached to this thing. You know what? Actually, I don't have to be attached to this person. And there you go. You're shed. And you're reborn. And now you're this new person. And that's not about avoiding your problems or like trying to shove your problems down into a bottle. That's not what that's about. All of your problems, the only way out is through. So what I'm saying here is you don't try to minimize or knock down this identity that you're stuck in or this thing that you can't get past. You have to go through it. You have to grow past it, accept it, acknowledge it, and then separate from it. You have to fully acknowledge it and confront yourself to the extent of being able to then accept who you are, accept the thing for what it is, and let go. Accept that the person who you want to be is not going to be worried about this thing. It's okay to grow. It's okay to not hold on to what's ever been dragging you anymore. You let it go, and you're a fresh version of yourself. And now, life is Roblox and you can do whatever you want. No one's holding you back. Nothing's holding you back. You have the energy for it. You have the presence for it. It's not just about having the tools immediately. It's about having the presence. Your presence is your tool. All right, that wraps up this video, you guys. Oh, thank you guys for watching, and Ari out. Ari out. Ari out. Like, should I call myself Ari? You're tapping. Sorry. Anyway, deuces, y'all. Deuces.